Alright y'all, Papa Pepper here, welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. My boy Monster Truck is feeding crickets to the fish in the pond. But we're back on this project behind me, which is going to be the most industrial strength trellis I've got out here in the garden. Red Pepper said I need to beef it up more. She's like what, 11? Yes, she's 11, but she had a good point. So I'm taking her advice. And while I do that, that means need more pipe, got more pipe, need more welding wire, need more angle iron, need more concrete, and need to put forth a lot more work, but it'll work out better in the end. So why am I doing this? First of all, I'm glad you asked. That's a really good question and shows part of your intelligence by wondering why I would even do something like that in the first place. So I do appreciate that. Here's why. Out in my garden I have some trellises. Would you like to see one? Here's one. See that roof there? That used to be attached to the top of there. It fell down and I really was going to redo it before I grew anything on it this year. But life got away from us. It's still kind of dangling and hanging here. That thing's quite a few years old. I don't know, was it 2017? Was it 2018 when I built it? Maybe. Right now we've got a lot of ones that I planted late in the season that are the Chinese red noodle beans, so they're just starting to produce. But this will bring in a crazy harvest. Some of the ones I planted earlier have ones that are going to seed. Look at the size of that. Awesome. One of my top 3 garden plants. It's doing amazing. And speaking of my top 3 garden plants, I'm going to pass by this one. Malabar spinach, okay. Big wall of green. Absolutely amazing. Comes back year after year. Haven't planted that since 2018. But my other top 3 garden plant is over here. There it is. These are the snake gourds and they are growing amazing. All these are for seed. Okay, those will be available later in the season. But we've been eating a lot of them. Point to that young one back there. Yeah, see there's a young one back there. But even this has got some bamboo, some wire, and some small cedar that's kind of old. T-posts are reinforcing it. And I was actually planning on having this thing fall down this year. It's quite a nice trellis. You can see with my boy in the middle. Pretty big, pretty open, pretty breezy. But that's a lot of weight I got on there, and it's pretty old. This one will need to be redone. In fact, we had up to 80-mile-an-hour winds the other night. I was surprised it didn't get leveled. We didn't have them quite that bad here, but they were predicting them. Thankfully it didn't happen quite as bad as it could have. But this trellis too will be coming down. If those don't do it this year, I'd be surprised if it lasted another year. So that said, I need better trellises. I could show you another one over there. That's kind of weak as well. It just is. So this should be one made out of pipe, angle iron, rebar, and chain link fencing, mostly free sources, which really helps. If I had to buy this, you know, every part of it, I don't know, fresh from the store, this thing could probably cost me $1,000 or more. We don't want to do that. We like free sources. And in fact, I've got some videos on free sources here. I mentioned in the previous video on this project that teaming up with another YouTuber to start putting out some actual in-person classes. We've got an amazing venue available to us. Him and his family reached out and said, hey, would you want to go in on this? I said, yeah, I could help with that. Our first one's coming up this fall, and actually some of these free sources I got from him. We're going to do kind of an introductory one starting, and then a few different ones, some in-depth stuff on free sources for one, seed saving, all sorts of other stuff. There'll be a beekeeping one eventually and different stuff, but if that's the type of thing you're interested in, stay tuned, especially if you're in the Ozarks area, because I got one coming up this fall, and there might be a couple in the spring and kind of the seasonal ones heading through, but just a chance for people to really be immersed in some information, some hands-on stuff too, of just the reality of homesteading, how to do it, take some people with, you know, that guy's got like 20 years of experience or better, and just bring it to the, you know, right in the forefront of your guys' minds. So if that's something you're interested in, pay attention or leave a comment, and I'll make sure to, you know, mention something as we approach. There'll be more released at a later date, but we're just getting some things in the works and preparing for it. But now, let's get working. have that grinder? Well, the sheep did their job well. What a different environment than just the other day.